camera stuff on?
Yes, we do, and we can see you now.
Okay, let me just check the volume on my computer, please.
Carlene Anderson, a third grade teacher here at School 12 in Patterson, is taking her students on a virtual field trip around the world in less than 7 hours.
In English, Mr. Nielsen, we spell cat. There's C-A-T. So there's
Carlene and her students are sharing a vocabulary lesson with a classroom in Denmark. This is all part of the Digital Citizenship Project.
Digital citizenship basically means bringing the world into the classroom, and we use technology to do that as a mode of sending and receiving messages about our culture, our customs, traditions, our beliefs, etc.
Carlene's students and their friends from Denmark took turns performing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Mr. Nielsen played guitar for both classes. What
I've noticed with my students after the Skype sessions, I've noticed that the cultural divide narrows.
The next stop on our tour was a school in Maine where students shared a lesson about caring.
Responsibility means being accountable for what you say and do.
School number 12 invited Norman, the therapy dog, for this segment.
What Norman really does as a therapy dog is he's a volunteer, and he works in his community with disabled people. He works with children in school, like you guys, so you can get a good appreciation of a dog.
With Denmark, you saw how language is an essential part of our experience. With Maine, communities of caring. We showed the students the relevance of even animals and how they help people. I know in Jamaica, where I was born, we eat a lot of callaloo. And even in New Jersey, where I now live, we eat a lot of callaloo. So we kind of take our culture with us, boys and girls, when we move, don't we?
Yes.
With the students in Guyana, we continued our discussion about diversity. We were discussing people groups and how the foods that they bring to the New World or brought to the New World influence our culture to the point where it's hard for us to separate where the East Indian culture ends and where our love for curry chicken begins.
As budgets and staff continue to shrink, teachers are using technology in more creative ways. For this project, Carlene teamed up with William Patterson University to develop these dynamic lessons.
These children who may or may not have the technology at home are still getting to meet the New Jersey technology literacy standards and collaborate and communicate at the same time that they're meeting social studies standards of learning about different cultures, learning about traditions, learning about diversity.
We are third graders from a school in Hawaii called Kamehameha Schools.
It's important for my students to have those real-life experiences where they can compare and contrast, see how we're alike, how we are different.
In 2009, New Jersey's population was 8,707,739.
And similar to the students in Hawaii, and how you have two oppressed people groups. You have the Hawaiians, you have the African Americans, and even those who are Afro-Caribbean or, the Spanish-speaking persons from the Caribbean who are now in New Jersey. And so it was a way for us to see the melding of our cultures, things that are similar.
The thing that I like about Skyping is we meet the world and we learn things about other states or countries.
I learned from my friends in Denmark that they have different letters than ours, and that they have different words and they pronounce it differently.
I'm a student who graduated from school number 12, and my experience here was a bit traumatic, if I can say that. And so discrimination, I experienced it firsthand here. And so one of the reasons why I came back, I wanted to empower my students with what I didn't have while I was here. I didn't have a voice. I want to preserve my culture so somebody can say, oh, tell me more about where you're from.